everyone, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video I wanted to do an affordable drugstore makeup tutorial, and this is quite a glam look, so I'm really happy with how it has turned out and so excited to be on track with all my videos and everything like that at the moment. And I want to thank you guys so much for your support that you give me. It is insane, so thank you so much. Before I jump in this tutorial, I wanted to quickly talk to you guys about these brushes from Vanity Planet. I've teamed up with them again, but you guys know literally in all my videos I'm like, these brushes are insane, they're so affordable, and I feel like if you're new to makeup, or if you're not and you want new brushes, or if you're looking for a good affordable set for cheap and good quality, then this is literally what you need in your life. So I have mentioned before, this is the Vanity Planet 15-piece brush set. It does come in this case and a box, but obviously you don't really need the box. So it's a really nice case. They are vegan and cruelty free, which is insane. They are allergen free, so they won't hold any bacteria or anything like that. They're super easy to wash. They're so soft, and the kit is so versatile. Like I said, it's really good for a starter kit because you've got basically all the brushes that you need. Your face brushes, foundation, concealer, you've got your highlighter, and then all of your eyeshadows and a buffing brush. You've literally got everything that you need in a kit. Another thing that I love about them is they're shed free. So if you buy cheap brushes, you'll find that when you use them, a lot of the hairs come out, and you're literally doing your makeup and you're like, oh my god, I didn't apply hair to my face. So when you're using these, they don't shed at all. So they're affordable, they don't shed, and you'll find that if you get really cheap brushes on eBay or something, they will shed, like they will. So yeah, these are synthetic brushes, and they're really good for applying any sort of makeup. So you can apply powder makeup or liquid sort of makeup. A good thing about this is I use this flat one for foundation, and you'll see in this video, when I apply my foundation, the foundation doesn't seep into the brush, so it's not like it's soaking up any of your foundation. It blends it out so evenly, and you're still left with a clean-ish brush. So yeah, they're really easy to hold, they're easy to store. I go on holiday in 2 weeks, just under 2 weeks, so this is literally the perfect kit to sort of fold up because it's quite minimalistic in packaging and stuff. So it's got a little button here, so they're not going to go anywhere. It's really easy to fold up, they go quite flat, so you can easily put them in your travel bag or your suitcase or whatever, and I'm definitely going to be taking these on holiday, you will see, and I'm going to vlog my holiday, which is really exciting. So yeah, I've teamed up with Vanity Planet again, but I talk about these brushes all the time. I wouldn't team up with a brand that I didn't genuinely like. So yeah, you guys know I like them anyway because I talk about these brushes all the time and on my Instagram, and yeah, I love them. So if you're wondering how to get 70% off this 15-piece brush set, then use the code GLAM30. I will leave a link in the description. You have to click the link and then type in the code GLAM30 at your checkout, and then that will give you 70% off the whole brush kit, which is insane. And it cost me around, because I bought these a couple of months ago, and it cost me around £30 for the whole thing, and it literally comes in a couple of days. So that's one thing that I love about it. The packaging, the shipping is really quick and easy, and I just love everything about these brushes. So definitely go and get them if you haven't already, and you'll see me in this tutorial using them so you have more of an idea of what each brush does. I haven't used all of the brushes, but I've used most of them. I basically have actually. I've used the majority of these brushes so you guys can see what each of them are for. But yeah, I wouldn't go on about these brushes so much if I didn't genuinely like them. They're so soft, synthetic, cruelty free, they don't shed, they're cheap. You're not going to get a brush set this cheap, like a 15-piece brush set this cheap for such good quality. Like, they're insane. So anyway, enough of me rambling on. Make sure you check the description if you want more information about them and all of that kind of stuff. But anyway, if you want to see my tutorial on how to get this makeup look, which is all completely drugstore, I went to Boots the other day and picked up a load of bits. So if you want to see how to create this makeup look, also with me using these brushes, then please keep watching. Okay, so first of all, I'm sorry if this room is really echoey throughout the video. Basically, I'm moving into another room for my filming room. So at the moment it's empty and it's really echoey, and I feel like I'm going to regret filming this video in here because it's quite echoey. But we'll see. If it's annoying, then in my next video, I'll film back to normal. Also, let's just bear with the hair as well. I know it's not looking great, but I mean, I don't know, I'll do it at the end. So for primer, I'm going to use the Sleek Control Shine and Prime Primer. I got this ages ago, hence why it's a little bit dirty, but I haven't used it in so long. So yeah, I thought I would just use this, and I've forgotten what it's like. So yeah, and I'm not going to lie, I forgot to buy primer at the shop. So I picked up quite a few foundations from Boots, and I don't really know which one to use. So I'm going to use the Rimmel Wake Me Up foundation in the shade Classic Beige, mixed with the Bourjois Healthy Mix foundation in the shade 54 Beige. So I'm going to mix these two together because the reason I'm using two different foundations is because this one is a little bit pink. With my skin tone, I've put a lot on just so you can see. So this one's the Wake Me Up, and then this one is the Bourjois, if it wants to focus. Yeah, basically I'm mixing them together because I like the coverage I like the coverage on this one, but the colour is a bit too pink for my skin because I've got quite pink undertones and stuff, and I need my skin to be balanced out. So I have to mix it with more of a yellow one. So basically I'm just going to use this Vanity Planet brush. It's their flat foundation brush, and I'm just going to use my hand as like a palette and then use this to sort of just swipe it on places on parts of my face where I want it. So I'm not going to blend it in with this brush, but this is basically just to put it like evenly out on my face. So I'm going to use this brush from the Vanity Plate brush set. It is the flat brush and it's the third one in. And basically I'm just going to use circular motions and really lightly just to sort of buff it in to my skin. And definitely blend it down on your neck because you don't want a line. So the coverage isn't full coverage, it's sort of light to medium because you can still see my moles and sort of a little bit of redness. But I do like the fact that you can still see my moles because you don't want to cover up all your imperfections completely. So especially for the summer as well, it's a lot nicer that it's quite lighter. Okay, so once your foundation is all done, what you can do is get this brush from the set, and it is such a soft brush. And this is what I like to do to sort of buff the foundation in on my neck to make sure there's no like harsh lines, and it sort of fades out into your neck and your skin colour, and it sort of smooths it all over. So I like to do with it. So for concealer, I'm going to use my favourite Maybelline Fit Me Concealer in the shade 20. Now, I did try and look for another concealer, I'm not going to lie, but this one was just staring at me and was like, you need to buy me again. So I had to, you know, like I couldn't, no. Basically, I can't find a concealer as good as this, so I just had to buy it. But I promise you guys, I will try and look for a concealer, or leave your favourite concealer suggestions in the description, because this one is just my absolute fave and I can't find a concealer as good as this. So I know it annoys you that I use it in every makeup tutorial, but it's because I love it. So to blend it in, I'm going to use a beauty blender, not a brush, because I find that if you use a beauty blender, it just blends in with the foundation a lot nicer, and the concealer looks more like full coverage and it looks more flawless. I've never liked using a beauty blender for my foundation because I feel like it goes a little bit patchy. Because this is focusing on like a small amount on your face, it works better. That's for me anyway. I suppose I should get a bigger beauty blender and use that for my foundation, but I like how I do my makeup already. So now my concealer is all done and it's basically taken my eyelashes. It hasn't taken them, but it's coating my eyelashes. It looks like I've got none. I'm going to use some powder. I picked up this Rimmel Match Perfection powder in transparent. I'm quite worried because it looks a bit pinky, and I don't do pinky. But I bought this ages ago, and then I wanted to try it again because my Rimmel Stay Matte powder in transparent, they just don't sell it in any drugstore shops. So, I mean, I'm quite upset about that, but I thought I'd get... Do you know what I should have done? Undone all the packaging before this video, because it's taken me longer to actually undo the packaging. So this comes with a little sponge. I'm going to use the sponge under my eye, and then we're going to use this brush from the brush set to do the rest of my face. The reason I'm doing this one under my eye is because it's a sponge and it's going to focus really closely on my creases underneath, so creases go basically. So what I'm going to do is just pop a little bit in the lid. This is basically like talcum powder, isn't it, with a bit of colour. And I'm basically going to fold the sponge a little bit and look up, and then sort of set my under eye. I'm basically baking a little bit. But the only difference is I'm now going to wipe it off straight away. And then I'm going to use the powder from the lid to go over the rest of my face. Okay, so moving on to bronzer, I'm going to move on to this angle brush from the same brush set. And I have two. So I've got this one from Bourjois, and it's basically their chocolate bronzer. It's a bronzing powder, but it's all in French, and I can't read French. Looks and smells of chocolate, which is so nice. I've had this one for ages. And then I'm also going to use this one from Rimmel. I'm using quite a lot of Rimmel products. I'm using this one from Rimmel, and it is the Kate Moss. There's a highlighter, contour, and blush. So I thought this would be really good to sort of do like an all-round look. And this colour looks like the perfect contour colour and bronzing colour, because it's got an ashy tone to it, so it gives you that shadow and all of that jazz. So what I'm going to do is just coat it with this brush, and then I like to tap it off on the lid, so then I can work back with the lid, and then I'm basically just going to lightly dust it on my face.
The spirit of things, we lose our sight when we put our trust in.
I feel like this one's a really good one to have if you're travelling anywhere, because you've got your contour, blush and highlighter in one little container. So it's really, really small and easy to fit in your bag and all of that kind of stuff. So I'm quite happy I picked this up, because the highlighter shade as well looks really pretty, the colour. I mean, it's not that pigmented. I feel like you'd have to work with a lot of... Oh, it is actually. It's like a natural glow. We'll use that in a bit. So I'm going to start off with this one here. And I'm just going to pop this shade on first, which is just a light colour. It's a light colour. Nice one. And I'm basically just going to put this on as the base. It is pigmented, but it's not like extreme. So it's quite nice to have quite a subtle look for the eye, and it's got a slight shimmer to it, which is really pretty. So I'm going to move on to the fluffy brush, and I'm going to use this rose gold shade here. I'm going to pop a light amount on and just focus this on my crease, and then lightly go upwards. So because I'm having quite a bold lip, I don't want to do too much on the eyes, because I don't want to draw the attention away from the eyes, and I don't want it to be too dramatic. So I'm just going to do like a light look. Basically my camera died, so what I'm going to do now is use this colour here with this brush, and I'm going to really lightly just go in on my crease and outer V. I'm now going to move on to the second shade in the palette. I'm basically going to pop this on my inner corner and my brow bone. So I did buy this collection eyeliner, but it's really, really, really watery, so I'm not the biggest fan. So what I'm going to do is just use my NYX eyeliner instead, and I'm going to do a wing. I'm going to try and wing it. Maybelline Lash Sensational Mascara. This is my first time using it today, and honestly, I get what the hype is about. So I'm going to use these lashes. I got them from eBay. I will leave them in the description below. And I've left the glue to go a little bit tacky so they're easier to apply. Okay, so the eyes are complete. I'm gonna move on to blush. Where did I put the blush? Here it is. And for blush, I'm gonna use the same angle brush that I used for bronzer, because you guys would have seen in my other tutorials, I like to use the same brush because it blends in really nicely to your bronzer. For highlighter, I picked up this one from Collection, so I'm going to use this one and the Kate one together. So what I'm going to do now is get my fan brush from the brush set and get this NYX Matte Finishing Spray. You can use any setting spray and just coat both sides of that. I'm then going to go in with this, and I'm just sort of going to swirl it around so I get all of the colours. Just do it on both sides. And then I'm just going to pop that where I want to highlight. This is really pretty. It's not too intense, but it gives you a natural glow, which is really nice. I'm going to use this highlighter as well, just because I want to see what it's like. I'm just going to pop that over. Oh, that's really pretty. Whoa. This highlighter is actually really good, especially if you use setting spray. For lips, I'm going to use this Rimmel lip liner in the shade 63 Black Tulip. I used so many Rimmel products, and I didn't even mean to, so I don't really know what happened there. They probably had a deal on. So basically I'm going to line my lips, and then I'm going to fill them in with the Rimmel Kate Moss lipstick in shade 1. Yeah. I never wear red, so it's nice to wear something different. Right. I'm going to do my lips and then I'll speak to you after. And then I'm going to get the lipstick and fill my lips in. Oh my god, this smells insane. And then for setting spray, I'm going to use the NYX Matte Finish Setting Spray. So everyone, this is the final result. I hope you have enjoyed this tutorial as much as I have had fun filming it for you guys. Also, if you want to purchase these brushes, which are insane, and you've seen how I use them and how good they are, then click the link in the description and type in the code GLAM30 at the checkout, and you'll receive 70% off this kit, which is amazing for high quality brushes. I just couldn't praise them to you guys enough. I love them. Also, make sure you guys follow me on my social medias. My Instagram is amyrose_walker. No, it's not. My Instagram is amyroseWalker, and my Twitter is amyrose_walker. So make sure you guys follow both of those. And yeah, thank you again so much for watching, and I will see you guys in my next video.